everybody, how the devil? I'm going to do something a bit different today, because yesterday I finally finished in an epic slog that frankly almost made my eyes bleed. One of the latest Marvel Studios productions, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Now, I'm not big into brainless entertainment. Most of the things I watch are politically orientated, but when I'm sitting on the rowing machine, I churn through whatever mindless entertainment I can find. And as I did enjoy the first 4 or 5 Marvel films, I thought I'd sit through this. And let me tell you, it falls in line with my hypothesis that everything now is ruined by nepotism and cronyism. The idea that we've just completely killed the meritocracy. And I'm sure I'll look into this. The writer, his mum will have worked on the Avengers or something. It'll be some sort of rank nepotism that got the guy the position, because it was about as entertaining as watching your house burn down. The amount of plot holes, glaring contradictions, and just abject stupidity in the first episode astounded me. And just to confirm, unfortunately, fellas, this isn't an attractive lady unzipping the top. It's a burly black fellow. So you're missing out there. I really don't want to sound like one of those comic book guys, but just the basics, right? Comic book movies work if they stay in the universe, right? I used to always argue with my missus about this because I collected comics when I was a teenager. And she used to laugh and say, why are you so picky about it? Like, you've got a teenager who can stick to walls. And my point would be, yeah, you do have that. But they do explain how the process works through, magic and fake science. Once you've done it, you need to have consistency, right? So a good example would be, if he's picking cars up and throwing them at people, you can't have him suddenly unable to knock the skin off a rice pudding when the plot demands it. And this film was packed with unbelievable, as if the people that wrote it have never read a comic in their life. And they didn't even watch all of the Marvel films all the way through. Like, they watched the trailer for the Avengers and the Winter Soldier, and they went, oh, that'll do. Let's make a film. I know what I'm doing. Which is basically what happened with Picard, isn't it? They probably watched half an episode of TNG and then went, oh, here we go. Riker's married Deanna. Picard was best friends with Data. Got some sort of gay vibe going on. And never watched any of it. They just glaringly contradict the entire the established canon. And this series was, for want of a better term, an abortion. An absolute abortion. Do you want to talk about glaring contradictions? When the plot demanded it, the villain went from ultimate crouching tiger, Captain America kung fu badass to gibbering idiot. Observe.
Found the hostage. You okay?
Spoilers, the villain looks like I could slap the shit out of her only using my penis. I think 3 or 4 stern slaps across the chops with my flaccid 4-incher would probably knock her for 6, right? But obviously it's woke, so you've got to have a female midget beating the piss out of Captain America, haven't you? Of course you do. Of course. This is woke. Of course you do. And I think these people who don't read comics and don't know anything about Marvel comics, that's what they see as an opportunity, isn't it? They think, well, I don't know anything about comics, but I know, if there's a man who can stick to walls and a man who can fly and a man who's got laser beam eyes, we can do anything. So that's brilliant. We can have black disabled lesbians beating the shit out of spec ops guys. Of course we can. That's totally in line with comics. That makes loads of sense. Let's have Roll a lesbian. I will destroy the world. Roll a lesbian. No, it doesn't make any sense. There's an established science, an established canon, and you can't shit all over it just because you want to have midget with a perm knocking the fuck out of trained killers, right? This is the Winter Soldier, by the way, as well. If you watch the film, Ultimate Badass can basically walk through about 200 men. How does he get on here? Oh, look, He's as soft as a second-hand arsehole. I didn't see that coming. And of these people, apparently they're like hippies who've had some super soldier serum. If you're a hippie and you've never had a fight in your life, how does having a drink of a serum that makes you super strong and super durable, how does it make you suddenly master BJJ? It makes you faster and stronger. It doesn't mean you can fucking twist someone's arm off using techniques that take years to master. If a professional soldier for 10 years that's had the super serum goes up against a left-wing activist with a perm who's just had the super soldier serum, surely the guy who's got combat experience wins that one. I don't see how living in a wigwam and eating lots of tofu prepares you for horrifying acts of violence. But she's not done here. Wait till Captain America and the Falcon turn up.
I always wanted to do that.
Well, that's Red Wing fucked. Took all of 3 seconds, right? Leaps 20 foot into the air, bends it in half. Job's a good one. Surely the experienced, the grizzled veteran, the Falcon will do better.
Good of you to join the fight, Sam!
No, he's getting manhandled as well.
That was a bad idea.
What a useless twat. We should have threw my granny out the helicopter. She'd have done better. She'd have punched her right in the tits. Oh yeah, and bear in mind, Captain America's meant to be a normal human in this. He hasn't had the super serum, so he's a normal bloke. He hasn't got any special powers at all. He just gets flung off a 15-foot drop, smashed into a car doing 60 miles an hour, and then he fucking walks that off. He doesn't even have a limp. I mean, I think I'm pretty rock. A sheepish grin would not be my only short-term injury from that little fracas. Oh, no, I spoke too soon. Look, he's panting. he's fucking panting. I'll tell you what, if I was the bloke in the car, I think I'd get out and give him a bit of a shoe-in while he was still down, because he's just used his arse to write my Nissan off. I'd mug the fucker and take that nice shiny shield to cash converters. So anyway, there's the lead-in. The story is nonsensical. The plot's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. A team of hippie dwarves gets the super serum and now they want to take over the entire world. Like, yeah, that makes loads of sense. Loads of sense. But, as I was talking about earlier, when the plot demands it, so bear in mind, this is the same woman we've just watched beat the piss out of the Falcon, hoof Captain America off the back of a truck, knock 10 bells of shite out of the Winter Soldier, piece of piss, didn't even break a sweat, she's never had any combat training, she's lived off a diet of Quorn burgers and hummus for her entire life, but now she can do 8 different types of kung fu, twist Captain America's ballsack off, and make it home in time for tea. But when the plot demands it, let's see how she performs against unaugmented human, scrawny bag of piss and general useless twat who's been in a cell for 5 years, Baron Zemo. Whoa. Why didn't you do like a 40-foot jump through that window? Why didn't you use your super speed and reflexes and your BJJ skills? Break his wrist and pull his face off? Why didn't you do that? Oh yeah, because the plot demands it and we really need them to lose all of that spare super soldier serum. So what do? Suddenly make the world's foremost badass completely useless. Make her about as much use as tits on a fish because the plot requires it. And also, how the fuck did he miss? How did he miss from there? If you want to kill her, walk around the table and shoot her in the fucking head. She's not doing anything. She appears to have lost the ability to walk, let alone backflip. Just go and put one in her face, Zemo.
Is this what I think it is?
Oh, he's not interested in killing her now. She's alright, really. Shoot her then! Shoot her! Don't you want to shoot her anymore? No? Oh, alright, she's just hobbling away now. Well, Captain America dealt with him quite easily. it just doesn't make any sense. Also, there's probably a lot of liquid on the floor there. Couldn't have like dabbed a bit up with a fucking hanky and dropped it off at the lab. I mean, call me a bluff old traditionalist, but I don't think teams of scientists need a pint of the fucking stuff, do they? No. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about that. It's nonsensical. The plot's ridiculous. The heroes and villains constantly flit between amazing competence, martial skill, and intellectual prowess, and bumbling around like a Down syndrome with a hangover. It's unbelievable. It makes no sense. It's nonsensical. The villains don't have any motivation to speak of. And my final criticism, as I knew it would be, is the endless wokeism. Seriously, after I watched this fucking series, I was so angry on the behalf of the black community that I very nearly joined the Black Panthers myself. I swear to God, if you happen to be black and you can make your way through this series without then becoming an international terrorist to free the globe of Whitey, I'll be surprised, because I'll tell you what, you're like Jesus. You're like Jesus. You've mastered the art of turning the other cheek, because Captain America's the biggest dick in it. The government's just as bad. The only righteous people are the guys who happen to be sporting a bit of a tan. But if you got to the end of this and didn't hate Whitey, you're more of a man than me. I think this is my biggest problem with the whole series. The race baiting and the antagonism towards certain groups of people. It's the exact opposite of progressive. It's like you're basically the Gestapo from a different side of the line. And the real issue I have with it is, being a comic fan, Captain America fought the real Nazis, not a conservative, who got dressed up like Justin Trudeau with his blackface on, but he's got the wrong politics, so therefore he's a Nazi. I mean, an actual Nazi. The people putting people in gas chambers, right? Captain America fought those guys. The Red Skull was a Nazi, an actual German toothbrush mustache, one testicle, penchant for filling the showers with Zyklon B, a full-blown actual Nazi. But if you watch this programme and you don't know anything about the canon, at the end of it, you come to the conclusion that the fucking Nazis was the good guys. Captain America was the Nazi. Adolf was just a little bit misunderstood. The amount of times they talk about how they would never let a black man do or be anything is quite staggering. And the amount of times they're going about blonde hair and blue eyes. Like, seriously, it's the Nazi shit. Except it's the Americans doing it. Blonde hair, blue eyes, blonde hair, blue eyes. They didn't pick Steve Rogers because he happened to have blonde hair and blue eyes. They picked him because he was a good bloke. Because they saw something in him. Because he wasn't naturally big and buff and strong and tough. He had heart. That's why they picked him.
Blonde hair, blue eyes, stars and stripes. The entire world's been chasing that great white hope.
They didn't pick him because everyone had to have blonde hair and blue eyes in America, you fucking idiot. That's the bad guys. The Americans fought the Nazis. The Americans weren't obsessed with blonde hair and blue eyes, you fucking idiot. Read a book. I would say that not just to the Falcon, but everybody involved with this abortion of a TV show. Read a fucking book. Blonde hair, blue eyes. Give me a fucking break. That was the one bollock dictator, you silly bastards. Anyway, I'm not going to dwell on it. I just want to make this a nice short video. Maybe I'll move into movie reviews. Foul-mouthed, anti-activist, miserable bastard movie reviews. Because watching this shit makes you want to rip your own head off and throw it out the fucking window. I was that close to demolishing my TV with a hammer. They pissed all over the characters of the Falcon and Captain America and the Winter Soldier and everybody else involved with Marvel Comics for the last 50 years. So I give it... Actually, I can't use stars, can I? What can I review it with? Ball sacks. I give it 1 ball sack out of 5. It's shit. Don't watch it.